well, again, we go through the ups and downs and everything. And if you understand what corporate life is, this is the kind of things that you get. Netflix is increasing their price subscriptions yet again, and it's got people that are a little bit upset with it, including the first hike on its ad-supported plan. Stream revealed the price increases along with its Q4 2024 earning results on Tuesday when it was announced its biggest ever quarterly increase in subscribers with a gain of 18.9 million for the period. Now, it finds it interesting that they had their best quarter and they decided that while they're going to celebrate that, let's hike up the price, getting their best quarter. And under the new pricing plan in the U.S., if anyone out there is a Netflix, subscriber, the standard plan with ads will rise to $2.50. Going from 15.49 to 17.99 per month. It's been 3 years since Netflix upped the price of the standard tier, which provides two simultaneously HD streams. In addition to that, Netflix's ad-supported tier, their lowest one they have, from $7.99 per month is going up buck. Well, it's going to be $7.99. It's up a buck from $6.99. The price of the premium tier for 4 simultaneous streams will be $24.99. Up $2 from the cost of adding an extra member to the primary account, which makes almost no sense, is increasing to $7.99 per month, from $7.99 to $8.99 per month. This is just, I don't know. At one point, the streamers were in every possible way a sub to what cable was doing. Now they just replaced what cable's doing. You might as well just go back to cable because cable's cheaper. And now if you got Disney Plus, if you got Hulu, you've got Max, you've got any of these other softwares or subscribing companies, it's getting ridiculous. And I don't know when they're going to come down to stop. And the bad thing about this, we talked about this before. Again, the economics class is coming through, where there's a fiduciary clause that you have to turn a profit if you're a publicly traded company, or else you get people that are suing these companies. So at this point, it's all about who put the dollars in and who owns the stock, and we got to keep going up and going up and going up. But when does Netflix price itself out of just the average person? Because I have Netflix, and I can tell you I possibly watch it maybe 2 or 3 times a month. I think now that Raw moved over there, I've been, watching at least once a week now, but I could go before then weeks and not watch Netflix.
It's going to be like what people are doing now, which is you're going to have to decide what streaming service or streaming services you want, because they're all going to go up. They have gone up, and we could put together the math, and you could see how much you would pay, including any if you're a big sports fan, the NFL Sunday ticket to get all the games and the NBA stuff and all that stuff too. So it adds up. Plus, if you're a video gamer, all the subscription services you need for that, everything is subscription. YouTube, if you're watching YouTube and you want the YouTube Premium and all that stuff, Rumble Premium, I mean, it'll be $400 or $500 if you add it up. So there is a war. We've talked about it before. It was like this cable wars and the internet wars, cell phone wars. It's the streaming wars. And Netflix is, on top. They just acquired WWE content, which is benefit to them. And they're going to continue to raise the prices as long as people pay. If they see a massive churn, all good, because they're going to make it up in the revenue gains from folks that are staying with them. So I feel bad for some of these other services that don't have the rich quality content, like what's next for Paramount Plus and what's NBC Peacock, right? They're very reliant on sports stuff. That's why Amazon is invested in the NFL, because, you got to have that to watch it. So it's going to be interesting, but I'll tell you what, I'm not subscribing to all of those. And some of them I've dropped off, or on a monthly model, I'll subscribe, I'll binge watch, and then I'll let go. I think the question will be, will Netflix move to a model where they don't release all the stuff simultaneously? That's or in increments like they have in the past. Do they go to a Disney
weekly
where it's weekly
release?
That's probably coming next.
Yeah.
Not if it's working.
See, that's the thing. They have made themselves though invaluable because they've got WWE and they've got all these things. They're putting a ton of money into originals. So most people will get Netflix and just take it. It's like, oh, great, it's going up again. Maybe they'll go to the ad version if they're at the other one now. But that's one you're not going to get. The other ones, like you said, like, yeah, Peacock,
Hmm.
you're not going to be around for much longer.
Well, yeah,
Nope.
I think Peacock and Paramount Plus are in real trouble because those are the kind of tiers. And like when you've got, like, I saw Tubi's going to actually run the Super Bowl on Tubi. Like, what's going on? Tubi's gonna actually have the Super Bowl as well. And then you've got
We
Pluto that's doing well extremely because
yeah.
a lot of people like these fast channels because they're free and they don't have to deal with the subscription parts because there's parts of the country that we live in that can't afford to pay 130, $140 just for TV alone. And that's not even putting how much your Wi-Fi and
Well,
everything else is
yeah.
going for it.
You also have the silent killer that's Sling TV.
Yeah.
No one talks about Sling TV, but
No.
like their subscription model is really cheap. Their free version is just as good. And if you subscribe on Sling, you get a lot of stuff that is like region based, but they just stream it. So it doesn't it's not like a problem. So
Yeah, it's a shame, and it's one of those things that look, we live in a capitalistic society, and this is the issues with it. There's pluses and minuses to it, but it's one of those things that we definitely have to do. And Commander Bly does say this one aspect. This is, but without Paramount, how will I watch Section 31? No one's watching Section 31 right
at all.
now. That's getting
Nobody.
bombed and terrible reviews and everything. But it's another show for another day.
Yeah.
And one last thing for Crooked Smiles, he says that you have to remember that Netflix, unlike many of the other services in many other countries, true. He absolutely is right on that. So Netflix, we'll see and everything. Will we keep Netflix up and everything? If Dr. Brentley and I get this one film that we're working on in Netflix, I guess we'll be keeping it.